Hello friends. People are asking me, why am I living? What is the purpose of my life? I found an amazing book that is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. You can get this book from Amazon. The price is just $3.29 and its rating is 4.36 in Goodreads. This is an excellent book, highly rated book. This book can change your life. Well, today I am going to give the summary of this book. Uh, Hello friends, today book is Man's Search for Meaning, that is written by Viktor Frankl. Who was Viktor Frankl? During the Second World War, he was a prisoner in the Nazi concentration camp. He stays at Auschwitz and Dachau concentration camp for 3 years. All his family members, including his wife, his father, his mother and his brother, died in this concentration camp. Still he survived the concentration camp. He was experienced their inhuman torture, extreme hunger, brutal living condition and major illness. Still he survived that concentration camp. While others around him perished every day, he managed to find hope and meaning in the midst of all the suffering. Let's talk about the power of meaning. Frankl realized during the concentration camp, most prisoners died not because of lack of food or because of the endless torture or the horrible living condition. They died because they had lost meaning. They had lost hope. Even though Frankl was living in extremely difficult circumstances and had been stripped of almost all his humanity, he noticed something. His ability to find meaning in even the darkest of circumstances helped him to survive. He noticed two types of prisoners: those that had lost faith, meaning and hope in the future, those that did not lose meaning and hope. They look at life as a challenge to be overcome. The ones who had a why to live for were most likely to survive. He noticed in life you can either make a victory of your experience or ignore the challenges or simply fade away. After the World War II, Frankl saw the same in his psychiatry practice. Patients who had lost meaning in life would often fall into despair, suffering, depression and addiction. And the only way to get people to want to live again was to help them find meaning. Meaning is a very powerful form of life energy. No matter how challenging a crisis may be or how great the suffering, when we have meaning, we can endure any crisis and triumph over the biggest challenge and setbacks. Faith is trust in ultimate meaning. So how can we find meaning? We should not ask life what the meaning is. Instead, we must create and find our own meaning. Each one of us must answer to life in our own way. Ultimately, man should not ask what the meaning of his life is, but rather he must recognize that it is he who is asked. For the meaning of life differs from man to man, from day to day, and from hour to hour. What matters, therefore, is not the meaning of life in general, but rather the specific meaning of person's life at a given moment. The last human freedom. Everything can be taken from us except for the last of human freedom. The freedom to choose one response, the freedom to choose one attitude. This freedom is never lost. Let's talk about logotherapy. In Greek, logos is equal to meaning. Man's search for meaning is the primary motivation in life. Meaning will help us survive the toughest of conditions. Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow." Our search for meaning leads to tension between what we have accomplished and what we are going after. Such tension is required for our mental well-being. We need to be constantly striving for a worthwhile goal. A state of equilibrium without tension can be dangerous. Meaning of life, we should not ask what the meaning is. Instead, we are being asked by life what the meaning is. Each one of us must answer to life in a way. Finding meaning in suffering. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are forced to change ourselves. Suffering stops being suffering once you have meaning. We human will go through suffering if there is meaning behind it. Nietzsche said, he who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow. Any attempt to restore a man's inner strength in the camp had to first succeed in showing him some future goal. Whenever there was an opportunity for it, one had to give them a why and an aim for their lives in order to strengthen them to bear the terrible how of their existence. Any attempt to restore a man's strength had to first succeed in showing him some future goal. One had to give them a why, an aim for their lives, in order to strengthen them to bear the terrible how of their existence. When the prisoner found a reason to live for, the chance of their survival increased dramatically. But those who could not find a reason to live for decreased their chances of survival. They were more prone to illness, suicide, and death. Franklin talks about two prisoners contemplating suicide. Their argument was there was nothing more to accept from life, but they did not commit suicide. Why? Because they found a meaning, they found a reason to keep going. And for one, it was a child waiting for him in a foreign country, and the other man, he was a scientist and he had a series of books that still needed to be finished and shared with the world. Here is what Viktor Frankl said, a man who became conscious of the responsibility he bears toward human being who affectionately waits for him or to an unfinished work will never be able to throw away his life. He knows the way, he knows why for his existence and will be able to bear almost anyhow. As Frankl says, when a man has a clear reason for his existence, whether it be a loved one waiting for him or some unfinished work, that man will bear almost anyhow. He will go through the most difficult and trying times because he has something greater to live for. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Frankl found there are three ways to find meaning. Pursuing a life task. At Auschwitz death camp, when Frankl entered Auschwitz, Nazi guards confiscated a manuscript he had been working on. That is his life's work. Nazi guards stripped him of all his possessions. As he was going through that ordeal, he vowed to one day rewrite and complete that manuscript. When I was taken to the concentration camp of Auschwitz, a manuscript of mine ready for publication was confiscated. Certainly, my deep desire to write this manuscript anew helped me to survive the rigors of the camp I was in. As he was suffering to the concentration camp, he used scraps of paper he collected around the camp to make shorthand notes and start rewriting the manuscript. He knew he had to finish the manuscript. No one else could do it. He had to survive the camp, to bring his work to the world, because if he died, his work would be lost forever. Frankl found those who had a task waiting for them were most likely to survive. So the question is, what is your life's task? Is it a business project or invention you want the world to have? Is it a book you have meaning to write? Is it some artwork you have been wanting to create? Is it a charity you want to support? When you pursue your life's work, life feels meaningful. Experience someone or something. Viktor Frankl facing suffering that during 3 years in the Nazi concentration camps, Frankl endured inhuman amounts of suffering, but he found a way to rise above that suffering in that moment by imagining himself on a platform in a lecture room, giving lectures to people who wanted to learn about psychology. He looks at that suffering as a learning event. In some ways, his suffering became his work. He said, I imagined myself giving a lecture on the psychology of the concentration camp, and all that oppressed me at that moment became objective sin and described from remote viewpoint of science. By this method, I succeeded somehow in rising above the situation, above the suffering of the moment, and I observed them as if they were already of the past. As Frankl says, Suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds meaning. When we are faced with suffering or crisis, we must ask ourselves, what is the meaning in this suffering? Why is the suffering or crisis going to be helpful or valuable? Often, the greatest value in suffering or crisis, how it strengthens your character. We must see even suffering or crisis as an opportunity to strengthen our values and our principles. We must see every crisis as a brutal workout in the gym that will only strengthen us in the long term. Frankl says, by accepting the challenges to suffer verbally, life has a meaningful up to the last moment and it retains the meaning literally till the end. Frankl says, the most important task every day is to find meaning and make life meaningful. The story behind this, once an elderly general practitioner consulted me because of his severe depression. He could not overcome the loss of his life. He could not overcome the loss of his wife, who had died 2 years before, and whom he had loved above all else. Now, how could I help him? What should I tell him? I refrained from telling him anything, but instead confronted him with a question. What would have happened, doctor, if you had died first and your wife would have to survive you? Oh, he said, for her this would have been terrible. How she would have suffered? Whereupon I replied, you see, doctor, such a suffering has been spared her, and it is you who have spared her this suffering. But now you have to pay for it by surviving and mourning her. He said no word but shook my hand and calmly left the office. How to handle fear? We can handle fear by paradoxical intention technique. Fear brings about that which we are afraid of. Solution behind this, intend precisely that which you fear. For example, a patient who used to sweat too much and was scared of it. The solution behind this was, he was asked to intend to sweat too much to show people how much he could sweat, but he could not sweat as a result. Hyperintention makes what we wish for impossible. You always have a choice. Between a stimulus and a response is a gap. In that gap is our ability to choose how we respond to any situation. There will always be external circumstances that you cannot control. Something as simple as traffic or something as dire as viral outbreak. You cannot control the circumstances. What you can control is your internal response. You have the freedom to choose your reaction. It's not about what life throws you. What matters is how you respond to the situation. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedom, to choose one attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. There is a space between what happens to us and what we do. That is the space where we choose our response. We are responsible. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. My recommendation for reading, the same story, the same thing has been given in book Emotional Equation, where if your suffering is more than meaning, then despair will be there. If your suffering is less than life of meaning, then despair will not be there. The same related is also in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and in the book Suffering Behaves Like Gas. In that, if you pump a small amount into a box and it fills the box, if you pump a large amount into the box, it also fills too. But suffering becomes pervasive, just like a gas. The density might be different. This all same story will be described, will be given you in the later video. If you like our video, please don't forget to subscribe our channel and please like the video. Thank you.